I had a drawing in my sketchbook and I decided I would have a little play with it. It was one I did of a plant in the corner of the room and a vase sitting on top of the piano on the other side of the room. And so here I'm just sort of making it very strongly graphic with some black paint, bringing up that really strong contrast between black and white. And now I'm bringing in some colour. In my work, I think I really like to dance around with control and no control, and accidental marks and very intentional, careful sort of painting. And in this drawing I'm sort of playing around with those ideas as well. With these pens I'm being quite careful and I'm just laying in some colour, but I'm not sort of sticking within, I'm sort of going over the edges of the drawing, and I'm really losing what that drawing is about and just looking at it in terms of abstract, laying down colours and lights and dark areas. So you can see now I'm starting to lose the original drawing. I'm adding in a little bit of collage just for surprises, little hits of surprise. And I'm placing really bright colour, this is really bright red, in places away from the sort of main subject. And then contrasting that with this cool light blue. And now I'm sort of really losing the original drawing, and in fact I actually lose it so much that I create quite a mess. But it's always interesting to create a mess and then somehow bring it back. So I'm sort of playing between defining edges and losing them, and just really looking for exciting marks and interesting different types of marks with paint and dry media, pens and pencils, and just seeing what really happens. I like drawing sort of naively like this, like a sort of a scribble, and I really like that kind of mark. And I like I like having opacity and translucency with the paint. So I like to look through layers of paint, and then to have areas where you can't see through it, where it's quite sort of thick and it's quite opaque. I really like having that contrast in my work. And I find that using these colour shapers, it sort of opens up the accidental. You can't really control it completely, and I love the sort of randomness and the some of the effects you get because you haven't got complete control over how the paint is going to end up landing on the picture, on the painting. Now this is where I make a mistake, if you can make a mistake in this sort of thing. I really didn't like I sort of started to outline again, and I really didn't like that. So I painted right over the top of it, get rid of it. And then I come in with the colour shaper and try and create some shapes within that big whitish blob. Now, having created all that light area on those leaves at the bottom, I have to create something that's going to take the eye away from there. So I made this a lot lighter up the top. But I like that area of saturation at the top of the painting as well. So I'm bringing over a little bit more of the blue into this bottom part of the painting to sort of link it up a bit. And then adding in a bit more contrast over here, just to draw the eye away from where I made a mess. And now trying to just get some definition of shape here. And lastly, because there's so much sort of loose, random, almost out of control paint above, I just try and define that pot just so that we have some parts that are defined to hint at what this painting might be about, and amongst all that sort of out of control, more expressive type painting. So that was quite a fun play with materials, wet and dry media, a little bit of collage, and trying to keep a hint of what the drawing was about, but really getting lost in all the media. Fun.